And we live. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Easy Sports. And today I'm joined by Chelsea's finest, CCN. What's happening? Yeah.
That's what
Why you?
Newcastle is saying right now. Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, you're one of the few guys that actually congratulated me. Like a lot of people are very silent. It's crazy how shit changes in Tanga. You know, when you start winning shit, people, ignore you. But when you are losing for the longest time,
When you're the butt of the
yeah,
joke, when you're in the butt of the joke, it's very easy to get attention. But when you start winning, people start hating on you.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I
indeed.
think I watched the game. The better team
Yeah,
won.
yeah,
Well deserved. It's only the Carabao Cup. I'm just gonna say
yeah,
that. But
definitely.
that in itself, it plants a winning mentality to get on the podium and be celebrated.
Yeah, no, definitely, King. I was even saying, Nami, to my end. For me, this is a trophy just to galvanize the team, especially those that have never won silverware.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, this is Bruno Fernandes' first ever trophy, dog. So you can imagine,
No, yeah.
Bruno. Yeah, a lot of our players actually come to think of it, especially the younger players. Of course, about Rashford, this is a second Carabao. Actually, no, quite a lot of our team, because Mourinho's first season he won the Carabao. So Dallo was there in his first season. It's just that the only person who I know who's never won a trophy is Bruno, which is wild.
So I honestly, the trophy is a significant. It's a statement, and it
Yeah,
would have been a statement also for Newcastle. So both teams had a vested interest um, uh, in how it ended, which
yeah,
was beautiful to watch. But I do feel Newcastle missed quite a few players. But
yeah.
the takeaway from the Newcastle standpoint is they can now get to finals.
Yep. And that's true. That is so true. They can now get to finals. And I feel like Newcastle shouldn't be even discouraged, by the result. I mean, majority of their players don't have the experience that Ten Hag and his men have in cup competitions, especially in finals. I mean, I don't think that Newcastle have winners in their team. So Tina, when you look at Man United, you've got your Casemiro, you've got your who's this Varane, guys who've won like real silverware, and so I think, and as
Yes,
well, even how we approach the game, we were focused more on creating chances rather than focusing on ball possession. Because if you look at that game, Newcastle had majority of the ball, but we had the better chances, especially in the second half. We had quite a few chances, even near the end where Bruno was meant to pass, but of
yeah, and
course he went for
he
Klopp.
didn't. He didn't.
Yeah, hey,
But
that
I
pissed me
also
off.
think Newcastle were they got off the races quicker than you guys.
Yeah, Tina, that's our weakness, Mbana, and that's why I think against Liverpool we need to be wary of that as United fans and not get carried away saying that we're going to collect 3 points at Anfield, because you saw how well Liverpool started against Madrid.
Yeah.
If they
So
would
I think
start that well, ace is King. Yeah, but anyway.
no, I think that's the other thing that
Mm.
Arsenal was it Arsenal? Yeah, Arsenal. They struggle with. They tend to have a sluggish start, and then
Yeah.
the manager then whips out the hairdryer,
Yeah.
and then the team springs into action. Um, I, I do think would see if Liverpool get on the front foot this weekend. Uh,
Yeah.
they score 3 goals in the first half. You guys
Mm-hmm.
are gonna have a torrid time.
Exactly. We will indeed, Mfethu. So that's why I feel like Ten Hag needs to address that with the gents. And I like how we did not celebrate that trophy for the longest time. We celebrated it for the day, and it was back to training following day. It wasn't this thing of Guti, you guys can rest.
That's okay.
Nah.
I don't see that, but that's discipline.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
can we also just take a moment to appreciate David, because I think
Yeah.
David has come under scrutiny because he can't play the ball on his feet, and everyone is like, no, he's aged. His style of play is aged. The ask with new keepers, if you look at Liverpool, you look at Man City, they can
Yeah.
play like midfielders, so to say. And when I say midfielders, as in they're capable on the ball. But yo, can we take a moment and just like appreciate the saves that man was pulling? There's a ball
I
that
know.
there's a header that he crawled like a one and I'm looking
Yeah.
at it. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, the ref is gonna look at his watch and say that's a goal. But
Yeah.
only when I was looking at the second camera angle, I saw Guti. It wasn't even close on the line.
I know. David is on another level. He's a club legend. I mean, he's been there since 2012, the season where our last the last time we won the title. David was still a youngster, so he knows how it feels to hold that trophy, and he played with elite. Okay, I won't say elite players, but under a very good manager in Sir Alex Ferguson. And so now myself, Sihle, we have to give credit to De Gea. He's due. His testimonial is due this season. I'm sure near the end of the season he'll have one because he's been at the club for 10 years, and as well he's equaled Peter Schmeichel's clean sheet record. So it just shows you to De Gea as a United legend. He's up there as well. He may not be in the era that was successful like Peter Schmeichel, winning trebles, winning Premier League titles, unfortunately, he's been through the mud. He's been through like your David Moyes. He's been through Louis van Gaal, Mourinho. Who's this dude? Ole. And now, I mean, finally, a proper coach has been at the helm for him. And I just worry about his contract situation because his contract is running out at the end of the season. And so we've got a new clause. Cap. I'm not sure if you saw. Modise even spoke on this on the channel. Salary cap. And so Lapo, we're not too sure as to how they're gonna handle that. Is he gonna
How
get a
old is he?
reduced wage? He is 31, 32. Yeah, 31,
Yeah,
32.
but I think keepers are different from your outfield players in that keepers age better with time.
No, Sihle, if you look at FIFA best, you had Luka Modric, you had Casemiro, you had Karim Benzema. Even in your team, your best defender is your oldest player. So for me, this age thing, guys, like we must be careful with it because not everyone, especially players who don't rely on pace, players who play with this tend to play for a longer period
Very
of time.
true, very true. But I think also
yeah,
players are taking are taking better care of themselves as compared to players of old. Because players of old were all about cocaine, fun times, and that
and
in
beers.
itself, and beers and prostitutes, and that in itself, it limits the amount of time that they have as professionals. But you need to sort that one out, eh? David, in as much
definitely
the back, but you need to sort that out.
No, definitely.
The other player that other two players that I was very interested in. So I'm not going to focus on your 4 and 5. I'm not going to focus on your Martinez and
Varane.
The one is a World Cup win. Actually, both are World Cup winners.
Yeah, both are.
Yeah, so I'm not going to focus on thingy. I'm going to focus on the decision to go with Udalo and Usho on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Usho's stock price is on the up.
Yeah, it is.
But anything on the up, I'm sorry, and this is me just looking from the outside. I've got a crap team. I still don't trust him.
Yeah, no, definitely. I did tell you guys that Shaw is one of my ops now, but at the same time, Sihle Dog, I look at the progress that the player has made this season. There has been improvements in his game. It's just from a defensive standpoint. He does not get assistance from Rashford, so most of the times he tends to be isolated. Whereas on the other flank, a player like Anthony always tracks back. I'm not sure if you notice, he's always tracking back to assist Dalo. It's just that Hussein Maximan, Hey, I'm not sure if you saw that where he back posted that SS. Yo, I don't no. He folded
But
him down.
I
He
want to
folded
honestly
him up.
had
Yeah,
Newcastle scored first.
yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a more interesting game.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would say more
and
interesting, but I still think we would have came back. I
no,
still
no,
believe we would have came
that in
back.
itself, it would have. I think a final is weird in that
Yeah,
there's certain attributes that you require to win a final, and that is
yeah,
the last. There's that last thing that is needed as a player to have an
yeah,
understanding that a final is a different game. I mean,
yeah,
I don't mean to go back on a City, but like City's first final, a Champions League, Pep as a manager, he overthought himself, and
yeah,
Chelsea stuck to the guns because they've been to a final before, and that was the next
exactly.
thing that happened was we won the game against all odds.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
everyone, if we're being honest, Man City were the favorites because they had
yeah,
probably the best team in the world at the moment. And
yeah,
we were stumbling in some games and we weren't solid. But it
yeah,
just took a moment of brilliance, and that was that. It was done.
yeah.
Um, so for Newcastle, they don't have those players that have
Mhm.
that have tasted silverware with how it tastes like.
Yeah. Another thing is, Sihle, can I just? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Were
go
you
for
going
it.
to finish? Yeah, I
No, go
just
for it.
wanted to just have a lengthy. Just wanted to add my 2 cents when it comes to preparing for a final. One thing, Mina, that I've realized about finals is that the team that has the most possession is the team that tends to lose the game. So
Yep.
if you lose, when you look at you guys, when you guys beat Man
City.
City for
Yeah.
Champions League final, they had majority of the ball, but
They
you
had
guys, yeah,
70%, if I recall, they had like 70%
yeah,
of the ball.
yeah, and you guys had the less of the ball, but you created more chances with
Yeah.
the
We're
with the
more
possession
clinical.
you had,
Mm.
and I feel like that's just the trend, and it just comes to show you even from when you look at Eddie Howe and you look at Ten Hag, Ten Hag, I feel like he learned from his mistake against Tottenham in the Champions League semi-final. Remember that time where Tottenham, Lucas Moura scored a hat trick,
In the last,
exactly,
yeah.
yeah, in the last minute. Ajax had majority of the ball during that game. Tottenham had less of the ball. However, they're the ones that, of course, ended up winning and going to the next
And
round.
went to the final. Yeah, yeah.
And so for me, that's how I feel about finals. I just feel like that it's you have to play Mourinho football in a final, unfortunately, because at the end of the day, it's all about
Yeah,
the W. Yeah.
well, I think also it
Mhm.
comes down to if you don't take your chances.
Yeah, true. That's another one. That's another one.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a very important one, actually. That's so we'll say less of the ball, but being clinical when you
Yeah,
get your
and
opportunity.
also luck
Yeah.
does play a part into
Yeah.
it. I think numbers
No, no,
19,
please sure.
luck does play a part because like
Yeah.
the De Gea save, that brilliant
Yeah.
header, the post. I can't
Yeah.
remember. There was another chance that Newcastle had where everyone
Yeah.
went like this,
Yeah.
and not that you guys were lucky. I mean, the better team won on the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is Crizo. No castle light today. Work must have been good. What is that anyway? A month. H2O. Let's see.
No, no, it's it's it's
It's
it's
what?
it's water, but it's tonic water. It's gin and tonic. I see you there, CJ.
Yeah. But do you drink every day, CK, bro? Not saying that
Nah,
you're an
not even.
alcoholic.
Nah,
I'm not
not
saying
even.
you're not an alcoholic, but dog, every
I
time we
blame
shoot,
I,
you
I
always
blame
have something.
I
Yeah.
blame Chelsea this season in that for me to come here and put on
Ah.
my clown suit, I have to have a drink. It's like fuck this. No, I'm joking. Not every day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and then Udalo, game wise.
Okay, he had a bad game, Dalo. Dalo was getting rinsed by Saint Maximan. But another thing is that, guys, we forget Saint Maximan did that to Kyle Walker as well at the beginning
Yeah,
of the
he
season.
he
Saint
walked all over Walker.
St. Maximum is a problem one-on-one. That's why Ten Hag, and that's one thing I rate highly about my coach. He identifies a problem and he fixes it immediately. Putting on one Basaka, bro, just nullified St. Maximum. Yes, he had his opportunities where he looked dangerous, but he was dangerous out wide and not inside. One Basaka limited it in that aspect. And so for me, I'm glad that Dalo got taken off. He even had a yellow card. He was on a yellow, and so the manager saw on his end Ngoguti Aaron is needed. And Nami, as a person who's, I'll admit, Wan Bissaka is a player that I've been hating on since ever since we've signed him because of his lack of being competent on the ball. Because I just like my players to be competent on the ball. But this season, I just feel like he has, improved, bro. More than anything, he has improved. And I don't want us to sell him anymore because of what I've seen of him. Defensively, he's been solid. He's also been very confident as well.
Okay,
Even on the ball, he's very composed now. Yeah.
Stupid question. So you don't want to sell him, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to use him as a squad player, or is he going to challenge for the position?
I know. Right now, I'd say him and Dalo, I wouldn't even say they're squad players because of the amount of fixtures that they play, bro. Like, we're going to start, like, in the final, we start with Dalo. Chances against West Ham, he'll start Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So, since we've got a lot of fixtures, and that's the reason, that's the beauty of having a lot of fixtures, is that you can utilize almost every single player in your squad. And right now, that's pretty much what's happening with Man United. We play 2 games a week, provided that we stay in all the competitions that we are in. It's 2 games a week. And yeah, man, I wouldn't even call him a squad player, bro. Like, it's like same thing with Malacia. Malacia's out. He hasn't been playing. And I think maybe it's because they're just trying to rest him a bit because of how the fixtures are coming in quick and fast. I mean, City West Ham on Wednesday, on today, right? Yeah. And then from there, it's Liverpool. Then it's Real Sociedad. No, not Sociedad. Betis, sorry. Real Betis in the Europa League. Then it's another league game. So, Tina, we just in a lot of fixtures, bro. And so for me, I'm just glad that we are, I won't say we have depth and quality. We're not like a Man City where you can take out a full Foden and play who's this Mahrez type of situation. But at least, man, we have numbers in our team. And I know next season we're going to rectify that. Hopefully when the Saudis come in, because I do see the Glazers are now beginning to look at the jersey sales and like, shit, we won a trophy. These motherfuckers might just make us a lot of money and let's not sell the club anymore, which will, for me, will be it would really tick me off if that happens. But I'm hoping that they actually sell. They need to go, bro. They need to go.
I don't know if you saw my articles where there's talk of you guys can win the quadruple because of all the different things that
you see, that's the problem, bro. These guys are getting carried away. Like, Man United fans, can we take it one game at a time? Yes, from what again? Are we in a title race? Mathematically, we are in a title race, but I won't say we are going to win the league title. I mean, we 8 points from Arsenal, and we are like halfway through the season. So we're not far off at the top. So I'm not saying that we're going to win the league, but we are challenging in some way. And it wouldn't, and as well, I mean, fortunately for Arsenal and City, we're done playing them 2 teams. But they also still have a lot of tougher opponents to play against. I mean, Arsenal play Everton. Everton are fighting in relegation. So it's as much as on paper I would be like, it's only Everton, but they're actually fighting for something, And for me, man, I just think that it's just one game at a time. I'm at that one game at a time because my expectations have been well exceeded. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I did tell you guys that in the Europa League and finish 5th, already we've got the Carabao. So there's a high possibility that we might even get the Europa League, depending on the luck of the draw. Because, like you say, luck also does play a huge role in these competitions. So ngayenzeka that we drew Real Betis, then next game we draw another team that's not on our level. And then maybe from semi-final, final is where we start playing against stiffer opposition. So yeah, for me, man, I'm just taking it one game at a time. That's just me, bro.
Weghorst and Anthony.
Yeah, I like Weghorst in the sense that he is
He's
not
a
a person
workhorse.
who, yeah, he's a
That right.
workhorse, number one. Okay, number one, he's a workhorse, and number two, bro, he improves the fluidity of our game of our game, bro. Because most people we tend to look at a striker and be like, yeah, striker needs to score goals. But when you look at Real Madrid struggle when they don't have Benzema. Because when Benzema is in, yes, Benzema is elite. Of course, he can score goals, but he adds fluidity. He brings in your Vinicius in the game. He brings in your Valverde in the game. So, Weghorst, I see why he's been brought in. It's not necessarily for him to bang in the goals, but to create spaces for guys like your Rashfords of this world, or Bruno as well. Even though, hey, he pissed me off. I won't lie, bro. I'm
No, I
still
think I think
angry
I
with
think
that missed
your
chance.
frustration with Bruno has been well documented time and time
Ish.
again.
Bruh.
Bruno thinks he's arrived, but anyway, it's a
Yeah,
story.
that's
Okay.
true. Yeah,
From my side, Debona, your workhorse.
yeah,
I questioned the purchase. I was like, you don't need that. Like you need a striker because I saw him as a direct replacement for Tapawe or Anthony, the guy that's
Oh,
always injured, Mr.
yeah,
Plastic.
yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah.
then I saw then when he plays, actually, fuck this. This guy offers you something different.
Yeah,
He is
something
bringing
different.
in. He's bringing in the midfield. Abo Ericsson, Abo
Yeah,
Bruno, Abo Rashford coming on the side. Abo
yeah,
whoever is gonna play on Anthony's side as well. And I was like, okay, cool. If
yeah. I
only
know.
Potter can see what he freaking Mason Mount, freaking thing. Kai is not a number 9, so
Yeah.
Kai is getting frustrated. Uti, everyone is like questioning his ability, and Kai is a better player
It's a
than
and
what we
it's a
see.
exactly 100%. I was about to say, even Mount, bro. As much as I think he's overrated on Mount if Mount played for City, bro, Mount would be doing things, bro, at City. You know, it's just
There is a player there.
there
There is a
is,
player there.
and I mean in the Champions League final, wasn't he man of the match for you guys when you guys won it? Or Mount? He's the one who assisted King Kai with the pass. That was
With the
did you
cross.
see that? That was a defense splitting cross, bro, and it went straight to him. You know, so there is qualities. There is a player in Mount. I just don't know Wagwan with your squad, and I'm not even gonna diss your team because your team is capable of pulling a Man United next season. You guys are more than capable of coming back to the top with the type of players you have.
Okay. So I don't know if you want to move over to Chelsea.
Yeah, let's move over to Chelsea.
Are you done celebrating your win?
I was done on Sunday, dog.
No, so whatever I saw you on Friday, and you were holding your emotions. It's like I could tell it was bubbling. The excitement was bubbling under, and I was like, when I want to make my weekend is this motherfucker's losing. And then you went and won, and I was like, let me not be bitter. And then on Monday, I wasn't feeling that great, so that's why I was. Yeah, we couldn't shoot on Monday.
Yeah.
But with my team, for the manager to come out and say, the team has too many players.
This guy sounds like Ollie, bruh. If I do coaching.
So when he said that, I mean, if you remember, Mike even he disagreed with me, and because we got dealt a hand where we let go of the manager because of egos, and then but here's your new manager. Now you can't fight it. You can't like no. Like hey, let's support him. He's the manager. He did some brilliant work at Brighton, but Brighton is not Chelsea. But anyway, I was like, let's support him.
Yeah.
The day that I lost all respect is like all respect, because like irrespect the day that I lost all respect was when he said we've got too many players. Because I was like, it's one of two things, right? It's like, why, motherfucker, who's signing the players?
Exactly. Number one.
Two, so if you're not signing the players because you reckon we've got too many players, then it speaks of a bigger problem within the club.
Dude.
When you just put in there to like, yo, now I'm a player, you've got 5 players, there you go, make something happen with these 5 players. So the manager doesn't have a say in who is brought in.
Sounds like Glazonomics to me. Glazonomics 101. I mean, Todd Bowley is pretty much, I'm not sure if he's friends with the Glazers, but he's doing what the Glazers did in previous seasons with us, where he got a yes man in your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Solskjaer was given way too much time for the when you look at the results that we were getting as a club. That guy was meant to be sacked a long time ago, bro. When we lost in the Europa League final to Villarreal, that's when he was meant to get sacked, because you're not meant to lose to Villarreal if you're Manchester United.
No, I think the one thing that American owners struggle with is a manager who is gifted and is arrogant. Because unfortunately, for you to be a good manager. For you to be a good manager, there's a certain level of arrogance.
Danko, that's true,
bro. And if you can back that arrogance up, like fucking hell, yes. If you go back to Mourinho and Mourinho's arrogance, his first press conference when he was first coming into Chelsea.
Yeah, I remember it.
Literally, he blew. Okay, internet existed, and but the English media had not experienced or tasted a manager who's coming in with that arrogance, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm the special one," and
I think I'm
literally it blew their mind, because like a manager is supposed to come in with, okay, cool, let's see what we can do. No, he was not about that life. From then on, his press conferences, everyone listened. So anyway, back to my point. Would see American owners struggle with that. And when I look at Chelsea's problems are not too many players. Chelsea's problem, it's identity, style of play, and having a manager who's willing to go right ahead and earn irrespective of elite players.
Yeah.
You look at Felix and Enzo, the newest members of the team, but they're more fluid than everyone else in the squad, which is weird. But that tells you it's like they are on that level of being elite, that they understand what to. No, this guy's going to make this run, so I pass like this. This guy is going to fall back, so I pass like that. And this is me dreaming, and this is me putting out to the universe. If we can get a manager like Zidane, it's over for all of you motherfuckers.
Nah, I don't fear Zinedine, dog. I respect him as a coach and everything, but nah, bro, I would have feared Tuchel. I mean, because Tuchel
is not gonna come back to. He's not gonna come back to.
I know. And I mean, I think the reason why he was sacked was purely because he never got along with Todd Bowley, he never got along with the strategy of being told what to do. Because at the end of the day, as a manager, bro, especially if you've just won, Pela Tuchel got you guys to 2 finals last season, and you guys finished 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So it shows you, Uguti, Chelsea were a team that was very dangerous in cup competitions. They just struggled in winning league games, because league is a different competition on its own. And I feel like you guys were not an easy team to beat last season, bro. You're very tough to beat.
Right now, if you open up the stats and you look at Chelsea is at home at the Bridge. Do you know that Mourinho, there was a season, I can't remember which season, where actually it wasn't a season.
It was more than that. It was more than that.
Where he never lost a game at the Bridge.
Dude, what happened is that Mourinho was with you guys, and then after that he got sacked. He went to Inter, and he came back with Inter, and he won at your stadium. And I remember when he got interviewed, he's like, "You guys know I've never lost at this stadium before." And
Yeah, it was
winning,
more than a season.
It was over 40 games, bro, where you guys were unbeaten at the bridge. And that's because defensively, John Terry, Carvalho,
Cole on the one side,
Cole on the other. You see what I'm saying? You guys were solid, Mpana, you know.
Hey,
and then after that, with Essien
we've
in
got
the middle.
Korea, who looks lost. We've got the players are there. They just need guidance.
They do. They need guidance. But at the same time, bro, it just seems as if Potter hasn't yet established what sort of football he wants to play at Chelsea, which is
that's what I was
scary.
talking about, identity. It's almost like we've brought to them Avengers, but no.
Yeah, exactly,
and it doesn't work.
And it doesn't work that way, Valen. But like I fully agree with you. You can't just do that. You know, there needs to be a plan in place. I mean, even when you look at the signings you guys made, I mean, Abo Mudrik, I just feel like some signings were necessary. You know, you guys signed in areas where you have players. Like, you guys needed a striker, and yet you didn't buy a striker. Emerick Aubameyang,
he tapped out. Yeah, he's done.
And another thing is that he's never been a player who knows how to link up play. He's just a finisher, pure finisher. You know, put it on the plate, he'll finish. But he's not a person who knows how to link up play. He's not a player who knows how to make people around him better. I'm not sure if you saw that video I sent in the group when Thierry Henry spoke about Haaland, about how Haaland needs to adapt his game and ensure that it also helps.
We hope he doesn't. We hope he doesn't adapt the game, because if he does.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing that people forget sometimes is that players are human beings, and they ride on the hype of being good. When like everybody's celebrating them, they've got that aura and they've got that fizz around. And then if it goes south, and it's constantly going south, then the player starts questioning themselves. Once they get the focus, it's seconds. It's this. Like, decisions that you make in seconds will determine whether you win or lose the game. Because you get the ball, you can do one of two things. You can either take on the player that's in front of you, or you can pass, make a run. So it's those decisions that you make. So the minute that a player second guesses themselves,
it becomes it's bad when that happens. And psychologically,
I feel that's what's happening with Chelsea players right now, where there's a lot of players that are questioning themselves.
Yeah, and as well psychologically, when you look at even the great players from different sports, like you look at your tennis, you look at your basketball, it's all here, Chief.
It's
all here.
Yeah,
and of course, your manager, he needs to ensure that he instills that sort of winning and belief. This is Chelsea, bro. This ain't a small club. If you guys go to the the trophy cabinets, you guys can see all the major trophies that you guys have won.
There's the league that we won in successive years. So
well, you guys aren't like a Newcastle where
they're talking about the 80s.
During apartheid era. That's the last time these niggas won something valuable.
Shoot, I know you beat them, but you don't have to play them like that.
I'm just saying.
He watches and he'll come back. I know he's gonna come back and say, "Oh, so you guys talk bad about my team just because we lost." Newcastle fans, they are there. But it hasn't been going very well for them. And I think what was his name? It's Mike Ashley. I could get his name wrong. The previous owner. He took them for a ride. He took them.
I know he did.
But it looks now that the Arab money, they're not getting too excited and just buying whatever. Eddie Howe has got a plan. And they just have to believe next season is going to be a better season for them.
That's the only thing that they can do, bro. It's them just believing on Van. I was even saying,
for me to believe Wuti, there is hope for me. Like, one thing has to happen.
Yeah.
Get rid of our manager.
Okay, and then but another thing is as well, your board also needs to have. You guys need to have structure at the top, or else you guys are gonna.
Zokchela this.
Yeah.
A top tier manager like Uzidan, when he comes in, he's not going to be coming in with a board that is clueless. Because remember, they're going to try and sell a product, or they're going to try and sell an idea. This is where we see ourselves. And then based on that ideology, they will then determine, okay, cool. This is where we need to strengthen. This is where we need to let go. These are the players that are cutting it. These are players that are not. And if it's not a sound plan, he's not going to put his name. He's not going to put his name behind that.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
The manager, in as much as everyone talks about the manager, just has to players, he executes and whatnot. The type of managers that we've got these days, managers that understand player value, that understand what the player brings into not just the field alone, but into the change room. Yeah. I'll use who's this boy Man City that's now been loaned out to the Bundesliga.
Which one?
Cancelo.
Yeah, Bayern.
Yeah, there's linked moved to Bayern. He apparently was starting to be a problem in the change room, questioning the manager. Manager did what all great managers do, in that he's one of their best performers, but he said, nope, this is my club. It's my team. I decide who stays and who goes. And guess what? The board bought into that and they let him go.
Yeah, well, the thing is that Pep has a good track record at the club, so Pep has a lot of control, because the more trophies you win as a manager, the more leeway you get, so I just think it made sense that he, of course, let go of Cancelo and, of course, find other replacements, but of course, with your team, I'd say I'm not too sure if your board can handle a coach who has a lot of demands. And Zidane, I don't think he'll just come in there like Potter. Potter doesn't really have a lot of demands because this is his first really big managerial role. Whereas Zidane will come in and tell them in French, guys, I need I need certain things to be done. I need training, like even when it comes to training, even what they eat, some players, he's gonna be very, very meticulous. And I don't think American owners like Todd Bowley, will allow that.
The minute they let go of Potter, then it puts them on the back foot. They can't go lower than Potter.
Of course.
So they can't get a yes man. They can't get a yes man who's going to just agree to everything that they say. They're going to have to get a manager who's going to scrutinize a decision that the board has made. And listen, we can't go this route.
Well, I think your previous manager was that manager.
Was that manager?
Yeah.
You look at Daniel Levy no Conte. People were like, yeah, this one is not going to work. But there's cracks there, but he has span.
Yeah, because they're in the top 4 now, because that's what Spurs are for. They're just there for top 4.
The board is looking at it, and they're still in Champions League. They lost 1-0.
To AC Milan.
To AC Milan, and the AC Milan still has to travel to England.
Yeah.
So I think the board is looking at it, and Levy himself, they're like, hey, you guys don't get along. But speaking of Conte, he won he's the manager of the month.
Conte?
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless I missed it. Let's see.
For February.
Yeah. I think he's the man
Conte.
of the month. Yeah.
Bafethu.
I could be wrong.
Dog, just check there, bro. Cause
Yeah, I'm double checking. I think I saw it in
yeah,
passing.
my keyboard is acting up, bruh. So, and I don't have my keyboard on my laptop is
No worries.
yeah. So
Okay,
can you
no.
just
He's on
check
the short list. I'm wrong. Sorry, I take that back.
who's on the
He's on the
short list?
manager. He's on the
It's
manager of the month short list.
yeah. There's of course my manager's there. He has to be.
Yeah, no,
Obviously,
Ateta is
guys.
there.
Yeah.
No,
Was
sorry.
what it? Yeah.
I'm wrong. But the club needs to have an understanding. Which if you're gonna get an elite manager, they come with demands, but the other thing that they come with is they come with a lot reputation, and the players are going
Yeah.
to respect him, because I think I
Yeah.
feel that's what's happening at Chelsea. Some of
Yeah.
the elite players don't really have a respect for Upot. Magician
Yeah.
that
That's
is, they
yeah.
don't.
It's the same thing with when we hired David Moyes. The players just did not understand and they never just understood him and his philosophies. And so that's bad, bro. If you're gonna especially with the egos, bro, like you guys have Champions League winners there. You know, you don't have Popeye players in your
We've
change
got
room.
World Cup winners.
Yeah, World Cup winners, you have Champions League winners, you know, so for your board to hire a Potter who's never won anything that's significant, it's sticky, man. You know, it's only the English players that are happy, you know, like Abo Mason Mount, because they know what they're gonna get their
And
kids.
and he believes in them.
That's his downfall, bruh. That is his big downfall. And then I saw you guys scored only one goal in February, dog. Come on.
Utulani is watching right now because he sent me that joke before the month end. Before the month ended, Felix is gonna win goal of goal of the month. Purely because my rebuttal was like, nah, the month hasn't ended. And then he then said, we will see. And guess what happened? We didn't score the rest of the
I Chelsea my fit I don't fit.
One goal. What are the only ways to avoid
one goal?
Yeah, one goal. So Chelsea, I think you said the stat. Since November, Chelsea has scored 6 goals.
Yeah, only 6 goals.
Yeah. And then all the other teams, not all the other teams, like your Man United have got like what? Is 20? I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. It's double digits. That's all I'm gonna say.
Double digits and it's 6. Which is so. I think we know what the problem is. Porter's got 1 game.
Yeah, I will see, man.
One game in Shahid.
I know. I think you're gonna keep him till the end of the season because apparently there's a clause in his contract that means he's gonna most probably get around 60 bar should he get fired from your club, and 60 bar is a lot of money and pounds, not rands. You know, not Zim dollars, dog.
Well, even the rand right now is like I think it's 18, but yeah, that's a shitload of money.
It's a shitload of money, bro. Like, yo, 60 million pounds and 50 poor player, you are retire. Like, he can literally retire comfortably, bro. That money, bro. Like,
but
again.
Now we will see. We will see. But I think I've spoken enough about my club. I've vented enough.
Yeah.
The only way that we can go forward as a club is to get Potter gone, and come help us here. Yeah.
And in closing prediction, I just want to hear from you as a Chelsea fan, United and West Ham. Do you think West Ham will come with that 4-0 victory?
You're on a high.
Inspired.
You're on a high, and I think the one player, I don't know if he's going to start. Well, I don't know whether he's injured or not. Declan Rice. Declan Rice is putting up he's auditioning for the Arsenal job. And this game is a huge game. If he performs tonight against probably Man United's best player, in Casemiro.
Yeah, it
Arsenal
is.
don't have a choice. Arsenal doesn't have a choice but to pay that 120 million.
Yes, as hell no, bro. Go to France. Go to France, you'll find. Look at that kid from Aston Villa. That camera or yeah, it's camera. Nah, Camara or something. The holding middle number 44. He's a CDM, and did you see how nice he was against Arsenal? I think that guy is nice. I've been watching him a lot. Even in his Marseille days, Europa League games, at times I'd watch a few glimpses of the games and see how
But
competent he is on the ball.
I think Arsenal needs to make a perceived marquee signing. Trossard is not really a marquee signing. Jorginho is over the hill. So I do think, as a statement, they might need to fuck up. But if Declan Rice performs tonight,
I will see, dog. We'll see. For me, I'm confident. I think we'll beat West Ham. As you said, we're on a high. Casemiro just was announced as one of the midfielders in the World 11, which is a huge
So
achievement.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Casemiro is a good adversary for the audition Declan Rice.
Yeah, I know we'll see, but we will see. Hey, we'll see, dog. Did you want to add anything in closing?
Nah, that is it. I don't even want to see who I'm playing next. I just want peace now.
Yeah. I don't know stress, Jaya. Thank you so much for availing yourself. Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, help a brother out. This is Clizzy Sport, and we out. Peace.